Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have a Jane Doe that was found May 24th, 1985 in Appling County, Georgia, aged 25 to 30 years old, estimated to be 5'3", and 115 pounds estimated. Estimated year of death is 1985. Found by the roadside in a coma. So she was still alive when she was found, right? Died from injuries she had received. Recognizable face, which means she probably, died recently because she was still alive when they found her and she had a recognizable face. So of course, yeah. Strawberry blonde hair and blue eyes. Stretch marks on buttocks and abdomen. 5'3", 115 pounds, and she had stretch marks, which means she probably had children, right? Or at least was pregnant at one time. I would think she had children. Wearing blue jeans and a gray t-shirt. And here is where that is, Appling County. It says, welcome to Baxling and Appling County. Baxling is the intersection of two major thoroughfares. So I wanted to mention that so you could see it, it's right there in that area. Okay, so we're going to look at some missing people, and I have quite a few of them on here. I couldn't find anybody right there at Appling County. Remember, she went missing she was found May 24th, 1985. Okay, so this lady went missing in 1981. 5'3", 115 pounds. Okay. Georgia. She was 30 years old, estimated to be 25 to 30. Okay. So, Ann Taylor Dorminey was last seen late in the night on Friday, October 2nd, 1981, and early morning Saturday, October 3rd, 1981. Her purse and her vehicle were found at her residence. A window of her residence had been found to be broken out upon search conducted for her well-being. She has not been seen or heard from since October 3rd, 1981. So that's 4 years before, but she has brown eyes, and the other girl, it says blonde hair, strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. And I could see I'm mistaking maybe blue eyes for green eyes, but not for brown eyes. But because she was in Georgia, she was 30 years old in 81 when she went missing, which is close to that girl's age. And she was 5'3" and 115 pounds. I wanted to leave her in, even though it says she had strawberry blonde hair and brown eyes. Because, that's right there. Let's see. Then we have this lady all the way in Maryland. That's really far away. Billie Jean Hall, 24 years old, 4'11", to 5'3", went missing February 28th, 1985. She left in a Datsun Mini motorhome. She was planning on attending a biker convention in Daytona Beach, Florida. So, yeah, she could have traveled along that freeway. She was expected to be away for about 2 weeks. About 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, no one heard from her. Her motorhome was recovered in Louisiana. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. That was in 1985. Louisiana and Florida. So she's going to Florida from Maryland. To a biker convention. Yeah, that could easily be her. February, May. Okay, I'm going to scoot this one over. Next one is Wanda Joy Sanders, Nevada. 5'4", 132 pounds. Missing from Henderson, Nevada under unknown circumstances. Blonde hair, blue eyes. And, that's pretty far away. So I can't imagine it being her. So I just wanted to put her in here. And I'm going to move her over here. And what's the next one we have? Clara Maria Grunst, Joplin, Missouri. 5'3" to 5'6", October 9th, 1984. She is believed to have been hitchhiking from Joplin, Missouri to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She last contacted family at about 11:40 a.m. from a payphone in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. So there's her. And then we have Sandy Jones from Wisconsin. That's really far away. 5 foot tall to 5'2". Last seen by a neighbor in 1984. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. And nobody knows what happened to her. I'm going to put this one over here too, because I may not put them in the search area under the keywords. Dion Young, Oregon, 5'3", 130 pounds. One of 3 people who went missing on the lower Columbia River after a 17 wooden dory disappeared while crab fishing. So, strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'3". I don't think that there's any way it could be her. Angela Gray Hamby, North Carolina, 1982, 5'4", 108 pounds. Dependable young lady left home to pay a car payment in 1982. Her mom told her not to be late because they were supposed to go shopping. She replied she wouldn't be late. She never came home. Her car was found at a local business with a tank full of gas and the keys gone, but her purse and her ID was left in the car. It was a silver Mazda. She was thought to have been seen last around 11:30 a.m. with a rough-looking blonde man driving her car at the location of where the car was found. Angela had no ID with her. Wow, strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. Sherry Lynn Lester, Kentucky, 1982, 5'3", 110 pounds, 115. She was last seen in London, Kentucky during the summer of 1982. The daughter contacted KSP wanting to report her missing. She advised she was raised by non-family members since she was 1 to 5 years old, 1.5 years old. Once she got older, she realized her mother was possibly missing and heard rumors she was killed in London, Kentucky. Wow. Strawberry blonde hair, green eyes. So green eyes could easily be mistaken for blue eyes. And that's a possibility. We have this young lady, Alabama, 1981, 5'4" to 5'6". So I don't think it could be her. Last seen September 12th, 1981, at the 500 Club in Eufaula, Alabama. Strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't know if that could be her or not. That'd be like 4 years later, so who knows. This lady went missing in Georgia in 1984. She was 5'5" to 5'7", so she's a little bit too tall, but I'm leaving her in there. Light brown hair, blue or hazel eyes. Helen Ann Morgan was last seen on Mother's Day, May 13th, 1984, by her mother. She allegedly got a phone call around 7 o'clock, which lasted 4 to 6 minutes. The call had been related to her work in the computer center at the National Cash Register Company in Fayetteville, Georgia. Another call came in at approximately 10 p.m., again appearing work-related. Upon hanging up, she told her mother that she had to go to work to straighten out a computer problem. She changed her clothes and left the house. Her mother did not recall what she was wearing. Along the way, she stopped at a grocery store. That was the last time anyone reported seeing her. A missing persons report was filed the next day. Wasn't there a killer that was like a traveling salesman with produce or something? Anyway, he would have been delivering to grocery stores. Morgan's car was recovered as an abandoned vehicle in the South Terminal parking lot at the Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport, May 16th, 1984, 2 days after she was reported missing. The ignition key was under the floor mat. There was no signs of violence. The car had been wiped clean of all fingerprints. So why is somebody going to wipe it clean of all fingerprints? She had no plans of travel and was reportedly a very conscientious person who would have informed loved ones of any plans to leave the state. So you can pause that and read more if you want to. Let's see. Gloria Jean Baird, been missing since 1969, so that's way far before. But she did go missing from Georgia, and she was about 5'3". And you can pause that and read that. She left a party with 3 men, and that was the last time anybody ever seen or heard from her. I'm going to move this one over here too because that's a long time after, but... And I don't need that open anymore. This lady went missing from Florida September 14th, 1985 is when she was reported missing. And even though this is way after, I decided to leave her in because of, looking at the map and the location and the circumstances. 31 years old. Yeah. 5'3" to 5'5", blonde hair, blue eyes. Was last seen at her Florida home that she shared with her husband and 2 adopted children. It says on September 14th, 1985, foul play is suspected. There's been no contact with her children or any other family members since she was reported missing. She lost her first 2 children to a disease, and her husband adopted 2 more. So she had children. So she might have had the stretch marks. At the time of her disappearance, her husband was a minister at the West J Church of Christ, which is no longer in existence, and now houses a feed store. So I decided to leave her in. We have this lady, Linda K. Carroll, went missing September 24th, 1984, somewhere between 5'2" and 5'6", strawberry blonde hair and green eyes. Non-smoker, large gap between her 2 front top teeth. They were straight and white. Carol was last seen in Crestview, Florida, September 25th, 1984. She and her husband were separated and going through a bitter divorce over custody of her 2 children. Neighbors heard screams from her house, and the next day she did not show up for work. She's never been seen or heard from since. Her husband, who died in 2014, was a prime suspect in her case. He was emotionally and physically abusive, according to her family. So, if you have any information about who this Jane Doe might be, recognizable face, I wonder why they don't have any images of her. So if you have any information about who this might be, please contact authorities and let them know. If you have any information about what might have happened to any of these missing females, please contact authorities and let them know. You could probably email a detective or a couple of detectives and CC someone in the police department and the sheriff's department. That way you make sure that they have the information and somebody received it in case the email address no longer works. You could write them letters if you like. You might could call them, you might could go in and file a report. It's just however you want to do it. Don't forget to pray for their families and their loved ones. Feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.